Hi, besties. Welcome back to the Bestie Talk podcast. I'm your host, Kianna Jit, and today we are going to be talking about a topic that it is near and dear to my heart because I am a certified people pleaser, retired though, y'all. I'm retired, okay? But I see so many people struggle with this topic, with this it's a daily struggle I see a lot of people have. And I know that my listeners have to be struggling with the same thing. So we're going to talk about people pleasing. Why do we people please? Like, where does it come from? How can I see where am I having this people pleasing issue in my life? Is it an everyday issue? Is it a huge issue that you're dealing with every single day? I'm going to tell you about some stories from me and my husband about where we've struggled with people pleasing in our lives. I'm going to talk about how to stop fucking people pleasing, how to finally start standing up for yourself, how to start choosing yourself, why you need to start doing it, all of the things y'all already know. I'm so excited for today's episode. I think it's going to be a really, really good one. I think it's even perfect. It's more perfect because I don't know. I feel like, especially with the holiday season coming up, things get so busy and you don't realize how much you are just trying to please those around you, especially during this time when you start to see more family, start to be around more family, and you're not so busy kind of like with friends and stuff like that, that you start to see more of your family. And then you start to realize, holy shit, I have been people pleasing my whole entire life. I've been doing it with grandma, grandpa. I've been doing it with mom and dad. I've been doing it with my siblings, and I need to fucking stop. So I'm so excited for today's episode. So get your pens and papers out, girl. We are going to school. So I want to talk a little bit about the whole, what sparked this idea for today's episode. And that is my husband. As most of you guys know, or maybe you don't know, my husband is a record store owner. We are record store owners, and he had a location in downtown, where we are from, where we live. And we recently just moved into a way bigger location and this really well established area in our town. And I am so proud of him. I'm so proud of us. It's just been this really amazing thing that has happened for us. And it's just kind of like we've been on cloud nine. It's just been so good for everybody involved. And as much as it's been great, he has also been seeing some people who may not really be interested in records come into the store now, because before he was at a location where it was literally just him. Like, he was the only thing over there. Like, if you were going to the record store, you were going just to go to the record store, if you get what I'm saying. Whereas this new location is in a shopping center. It's literally in a square, town square, whatever you want to call it, with other stores, with other things that are around there. So there is going to be people that are going to be, peeking their heads in, may not know what it is, may not understand the concept of like a record store, especially some people who don't understand how it's a huge collecting thing and all of that stuff now. But he has been dealing with some struggles of trying to please everyone, that you're not going to be able to please everyone. And it's something that we've been talking about on how, yes, we have spent so much money. We've spent so much just filling the store, getting as much things as we possibly can, filling it with inventory so that way everybody can have something that they're interested in when they walk through the door. And he strives. That is like something that is like his number one mission. That's his number one goal. We both have this underlying, I think, theme in both of our business of like equality and making sure everybody feels welcomed and making sure that everybody has something in our businesses, or like they just feel at home in our businesses. And I think for him, having somebody being able to walk into a store and being like, okay, they have my favorite artist, or they have this indie artist that not a lot of people know about, but they're my favorite one. Like, that's a big deal for him. And as much as it's a great big deal and it's a beautiful mission to have, you are not going to please everyone. And that is a lesson that he is learning right now, that I am learning alongside with him. And it really inspired me to talk about this today and talk about, you are not going to please everyone, honey. There is always going to be somebody that you are not going to please, that you are not going to make happy. And that's with anything and everything that you do in your life. If that's with us, with our businesses and trying to please everyone, you guys, If you don't know, I'm a full body waxer, but I'm a Brazilian specialist. And the number one thing that everybody loves, all of my clients love about me, is that I am fast. I can get you in and out of the door in under 15 minutes completely hairless. That is like the number one selling point. That's why a lot of people like coming to me, but I can, as much as I could do that, I can also help you, make you feel comfortable. You don't feel like you're being rushed. I have like a really full bulletproof plan, a bulletproof, I guess, system, you can say, to make you feel comfortable, but also get you in and out, because, you don't want to be sitting there in pain for fucking 30 minutes. Okay. And as much as that is like, everyone's like, hallelujah, they love that about me. I will never forget. I had this girl, I waxed her face in like 15, I think 20 minutes, and she left my salon, literally gave me a 1-star review. She was so upset, and it was because I was fast. She hated the fact that I was a fast waxer. She did not like it. So when I say you are not going to please everyone, as much as everybody loves that I am fast and that I can boom, 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 get you in and out, this person hated it and did not like it. So if am I going to sit there and be like, okay, because this person didn't like it, I'm going to start slowing down and I'm not going to be as fast with my other waxes? No, because a good majority of people love that I'm fast. I'm fast not because, oh my God, I need to be fast. I need to hurry the fuck up. I need to get you in and out. No, it's because it's genuinely how fast I'm moving. I know what I'm doing. It's muscle memory. I've been doing this for a very long time. I know what the hell I'm doing. And I work at that speed normally. It's how I can help my client feel comfortable. It's how I can help my client not be in pain for a long time. I know that it's very scary to come into a salon and get waxed and lay down, bust your coochie wide open. And I know that it can be a scary thing to go get done. So I'm not going to sit there and milk it out, make it go longer if it's something that somebody's having anxiety about. So I'm not going to change who I am just to please that one person. I understand that I'm not going to be able to please everyone. And same thing with my husband and us in the store. It takes a lot of money to run a business, y'all. Let me tell you, small businesses are you don't know unless you know. It takes a lot of money to run a small business. It takes a lot of money to get whatever good that they are selling to you. If it's a game store, a bookstore, a record store, whatever the case may be, if it's handmade stuff, if it's a waxing business, if it's a salon, whatever it is, let me tell you, it takes a lot of money to get whatever it is into your hands. We need to be a little bit more understanding when it comes to small businesses. It takes a lot of money, okay? A lot of other things that y'all don't see behind the scenes if you're not a small business owner. But is he going to put himself in fucking debt or make stupid business decisions so that way that he can fill the store even more and have a million hundred records of maybe records that'll probably sit there for months to years because only one person is looking for it? No. So I want you guys to hear our stories, understand that we still struggle with this. I still struggle with being a people pleaser. I still struggle with kind of getting down on myself because I can't please every single person that I come in contact with. Of course, it's almost human nature that we want to please everyone. We want someone to leave our presence happy. We want them to always leave happy. But you also have to understand that sometimes it has absolutely nothing to do with you. You can have an interaction with somebody and they can leave your presence and not be happy and be upset and be mad. And it has literally nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with whatever battles they are dealing with their own self, whatever troubles that they got, whatever financial issues that they got, whatever they're dealing with behind closed doors. It has everything to do with that and nothing to do with you. So that is what we're going to be talking about today's episode. We are going to talk about how you can't please everyone and how to be fucking okay with it. Because once you become okay with fuck it, I'm not going to please everyone. I'm not going to make myself literally sick and drive myself into the ground because I want to please everyone. Your life becomes so much more peaceful. Back with that story that I was telling you guys about the girl who left me the 1 star review. I was so upset. I remember I cried my eyes out because she left so happy, and I got all her hair, her brows looked amazing, like all of that stuff. Like I could not understand why she would leave a 1 star review. I was like literally like she was speaking another language to me. I was so heartbroken and so upset. And I remember being so upset for like days on end after that. And finally, now in this new stage that I am at in my life, I don't allow people to have that effect on me, especially being a business owner. You guys, literally, people will just take their anger out on you because they're pissed the fuck off at whatever's going on in their day to life, their life at home, and they cannot take it out on like their stupid husband or their mean ass sister or their fucking kids. But they can take the anger out on you, so they are going to do that. And you got to just let them, okay, keep yapping, keep yapping, keep yapping, because honey, I would be miserable too if I had that life. Okay? You have to understand that there's a lot of people that are going to be mad about who you are, what you do, what you have to offer, and they're just going to yap and scream and yell and complain and woohoo and be mad and be angry and all of that stuff. Go ahead and let them. Let them, because guess what? You would be miserable too if you live their life. Okay? There's a lot of times where I see people out in public, they be giving me dirty ass looks. Dirty, dirty looks. My sister, my mom, my friend will be like, oh my God, that girl's looking at you. And I'm like, honey, I'd be miserable too if I lived her life. I don't even know what it is, but I know I'd be miserable too. I'd be mad too if I saw a girl like me, confident like me, happy like me, living my life, and I lived a miserable ass life. I'd be pissed off too. So you have to keep that in your mind, okay? Because those people that are mean or that come into my husband's store and they're like, they come in there and they're just like, you know, seeing maybe somebody of color having what he has, or someone as young as he is having what he has, being able to build what he has, me being able to build what I have, they'd be miserable. They're miserable. They are miserable. They are truly miserable in what they have in their life, that they could not have what we have, or they cannot have what you have. And so they're gonna be mad. They're gonna be mean. They're gonna be assholes. You have to just let them, because you cannot please everyone. Okay. I want you to understand, and I want you to be aware of how much you might be people pleasing in your life, and how it can be in subtle little ways that you might not even realize will turn into a big issue eventually. Because let me tell you, people pleasing is something that grows and 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 grows. Okay, I remember I had a friend who I just really wanted to please her. She struggled a lot. She was a single mom and she had a lot going on in her life, like all the time. And because I always wanted to please her, and because I was always like trying to give her grace and trying to kind of just like help her out, is what I saw it as. I started out really small, you know, like maybe saying yes when I probably should have said no, giving her, you know, whatever the case may be. And eventually it ended up growing into something that was so intense and so insane. Like, she owed me so much money, y'all, and owed me for months. I mean, years. Okay, years. This girl owed me money, and it turned, so that people pleasing thing started out something so small, so innocent, so positive, and grew into this gigantic monster. So I want you look at me and look at my stories that I'm telling you guys today. Don't wait for your people pleasing tendencies to grow into the large ass monster and this big ass monster and this huge ass mess for you to finally do something about it. Because trust me, it's so much harder when it's huge and it just feels like it's over consuming you. Do it now. Start it small with the little things that you're doing on the daily basis that you're not even realizing. So like over explaining yourself. If you are somebody that is always over explaining yourself, like and that it could be literally anything, like you coming home early and you just want to explain to your man why you might have came home early, or your parent why you came home early, or why you decided you wanted to buy a pair of shoes, or whatever the case may be. If you are just always over explaining yourself, you're more than likely a big people pleaser. If you are always saying yes when you want to say no, if somebody's asking you always, hey, can you watch my kids? Hey, can you watch my dog? Hey, can you do this? Can you go pick up that? Can you do this? Can you do that? And you're always saying, yeah, 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 yeah. When you really want to say no, when you really don't have the time, you're exhausted, you had other plans, you wanted to go do something nice for yourself, but you just say yes for everybody else instead of yourself, you are a huge ass people pleaser. Okay, that is huge. Huge, 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 huge. If you are doing more than your job description, if your job says that you do A, B, and C, and you're doing the damn alphabet, if you're doing everything and more, you're doing 10 other people's jobs and yours, and you ain't getting paid for it, and it's not your job description, you are a people pleaser. One of my favorites that I think a lot of people don't realize is if you are changing or hiding your interests in anything so that you can be liked by a certain group of people or a certain person, you are people pleasing. If you are hiding something about yourself that maybe people don't like, or maybe you feel people would make fun of you, or maybe people would think you're weird, like if you are a huge anime lover and you don't want to tell anybody around you that you're a huge anime lover because you're afraid that they're going to make fun of you, you are people pleasing. You are shifting yourself. You are hiding yourself. You are making yourself feel less than so that people will like you, so that you will have some type of confirmation, will have some type of acceptance from these people. And then the last one that I have for you guys today, just like little things that you can see and realize that, hey, maybe I'm a people pleaser, is if you are putting other people's wants and needs before your own. That is something I am very, 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 very guilty of. It's something I do even to this day. And I want to say this too, before I go on deeper into the episode. When I say putting people's needs and wants before your own, or things like that, if you have a relationship or you have a friendship where it's pretty even, where they're dropping everything to come help you and you're dropping everything to come help them, and maybe you do things for them that you really don't want to do right now, you're really exhausted, but they do the same thing for you, that is not the same thing. Okay, let's get that 100% correct. Like, let's get that straight. Y'all need to understand, if you want a village, if you want people to be there for you, you want a good friend group, you want good people around you that are going to help you, that are going to support you, that are going to hold you down, you got to do the same shit. You can't sit there and want this village, you want this group of people to be there for you, but expect that you don't have to do anything for them, or try to use this episode or use what I'm trying to say and flip it and be like, oh, well, my friend's always there for me, but because I was there for them that one time, even though I was really tired and I wanted to go home, that means I'm a people pleaser and I'm going to stop doing that because Kianna said so. No, that's not what I'm saying. Okay. If y'all have a good 50-50, and when I say 50-50, I don't mean like directly 50-50. That's another episode topic I want to talk about. Friendships and relationships aren't always going to be 50-50. Sometimes it's going to be 80-20. Sometimes it's going to be 70-30. But as long as it is a two-way street, you are doing as much as they are doing for you through the whole relationship, then that is a good relationship or friendship. Okay, that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about you are always putting these person's needs before your own. They're always saying, hey, I need you to come do this. They're specifically being irresponsible and then expecting you to bail them out, and you always bail them out. You are being a people pleaser. Okay, because weaponized incompetence is a big thing that a lot of people need to realize, that a lot of people are doing to them. Okay, it is wild out here. I see it a lot in friendships. I see it a lot in like sibling dynamics and in like parent relationships, specifically parents. Parents be crazy with that weaponized incompetence. It's wild, but that is people pleasing. Okay. So I want you to think a little bit about that. Think about that in the back of your head as we're going on today's episode. How do I do that? How am I being a people pleaser in my life, and who am I being a people pleaser to? Okay. The reason why we want to talk about today's episode, why we want to stop the people pleasing, is because you can lose a lot by being a people pleaser. I am exhibit A. I have lost a lot of money. I have lost a lot of my self-worth and self-respect. I have lost a lot of my energy by simply being a people pleaser. I have seen people lose their credit. And when I say credit, I mean like Credit Karma. Okay. Like going down in debt to please others. I've seen people lose their houses. I've seen people lose their reputations. I've seen people lose their friendships, I mean, everything. Oh, so much. I've seen people lose their businesses, all to please someone. Do not let it get into the big monster that I have been in, I've dealt with. Before you want to do something, do it before it gets there. But if it's there already, we can still do something about it. So don't think that we can't, but do it before. Wake up now. Stop being the people pleaser now, because it gets a lot harder down the road. I think before we get into how do we stop becoming a people pleaser, I think we need to talk a little bit about why are you a people pleaser? And more than likely, it is coming from some deep childhood trauma. It is coming from someone in your life you always had to please, or someone in your life you were absolutely terrified and petrified to upset and get mad. I want you to think back in your childhood. Who was that person? Was it your mom? Was it your dad? Was it a grandparent? Was it a sibling? Was it a bully? Was it a popular person at school? Who was that person that you always felt like you needed to wait on their hand and foot? You needed to do everything for them. If they asked you to do something, you dropped whatever you were doing and you went and did it. Who was that person? And it doesn't mean, oh my God, you had a fucked up mother or you had a fucked up father because you have that trauma. Not saying that at all, but more than likely, that's probably where it came from. Love my mom to death, but I was always pleasing her. I was always making sure that I didn't do anything to upset her. I didn't want to make her mad. If she asked me to do something, I did it at all times. And if you're Hispanic, honey, then that's probably, you got the same story. So no, that's not meaning that our parents are horrible and they're shitty people, but that's where the trauma usually comes from. And it has been passed down generations and generations and generations. So I want y'all to think about that. If you're like that, and your mom's like that, and your grandma's like that, and your great grandma was like that, and her great great grandma was like that, how deeply rooted do you think people pleasing is in your life? Very deeply rooted. Okay. So it is going to take some time. It is going to not be overnight. You're not going to be able to snap your fingers today and tomorrow you're not going to people please for the rest of your life. It is going to be a slow process, but it is a process worth going on. Okay. People pleasing puts you in this never-ending cycle of thinking that you are not good enough because you have made your worth reliant on how happy you can make people, or how happy, or how much you can please someone, or how you can do whatever you need to do for them, how you always say yes to them and you never say no. You have told yourself you are only worth something if you make them happy, or you are only worth something if you say yes. But I'm going to be the one to tell you, you are worth more if you say no. Okay, you are worth everything and more if you say no, if you say yes, if you please them, if you don't please them, if you help them out, or if you don't help them out. With people pleasing, we have this fear that once we tell them no, or once we put our foot down, they're going to leave. And the thing is, they probably will actually. And that's totally okay because you don't want them. You don't need them. They needed you. They needed your yes. They needed you to do everything for them. They needed your presence to make them happy and to please them. You never did. You have all the power now. You can say no and take back all of your worth, take back all of your happiness, take back all of your time, all of your effort, and do everything that you were doing for them for yourself. So now we're going to get into how do we stop being a people pleaser. Number one is awareness. You need to be aware of how much you are people pleasing in your life. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is I want you to pause. Anytime someone asks you to do something or someone asks something of you, I need you to pause. Take a minute. Just take a second. All right. They ask you, hey, can you watch my kids this weekend? Just pause. Let me get back to you on that. Let me check on that. I don't know. Let me check my calendar. Let me see. I think my mom wanted me to do something. Whatever lie, whatever thing you got to do to give you that second to just pause, and I'll get back to you on that. That pause, that thing that you just did, that creation is already stopping the cycle, because before, your knee jerk response would have been, yeah, okay, I'll watch them, and not even think twice about what you had planned for that weekend or what you had planned for yourself. So I want you to pause. Pausing is really going to help. It's really going to help you be able to kind of gather yourself, because I think a lot of the time, as people pleasers, these people that feed off of us people pleasers, they take advantage of the fact that we more than likely have a lot of anxiety, and we kind of just say yes right off rip, or we're too highly emotional to kind of have that moment to think and actually gather our thoughts and gather our feelings and gather everything, that we just say yes to just get it kind of over and done with. So when you have that pause, when you take that moment to think about it, reflect, okay, what do I actually have this weekend? Do I have plans? Am I actually exhausted? Like, what do I have going on? No, I can't watch the kids. Okay, say that then. We're going into the second step of reframing your guilt. A lot of the time when we have been people pleasers our whole life, we have a lot of guilt that comes with when we're trying to say no, when we're trying to stick up for ourselves, we're trying to set the boundaries. We have this guilt of like, I should have just helped them. I'm a horrible person. I'm mean. I'm whatever. You're not mean. You're being honest. You're actually looking at what you need to get done. What are your needs? Because what you need to understand is that this world only cares about themselves. So you need to start caring about yourself. Okay? Everybody is going to have their self as their priority, and they rely on the fact that you have your priority as them too. But if you need to take that second and put yourself as the number one priority. What do you need? What situations do you need your help in? What times do you have? All of that stuff. What do you need instead of what everybody else needs? Reframing your guilt is really going to help you along this journey, because that is something that, I mean, I still struggle with sometimes, like saying no when I feel guilty, like, man, I just should have said yes, like blah, 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 whatever. You have to reframe it. Number one thing that I love to do is put yourself in, like, reverse the roles. If this person was telling you, hey, no, I can't watch the kids this weekend. I've been really exhausted. This week at work was really, really crazy. And I was really planning on Saturday to just completely rest up. I really need to go run some errands and blah, 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 blah. Would you be mad? Would you be furious? Would you hate them? Would you curse them out? And I'm pretty sure the answer is probably no. So if you would say no, then they should say no. And if you're not mad, then they shouldn't be mad. And if they're mad, if they get mad at you putting a boundary up, it's because they were benefiting from you not having a boundary. They were using you. I know it fucking hurts to hear that. I know you don't want to hear that, and you don't want to accept that from your friend or your family or whatever the case may be. But if they're mad at you for saying no and saying, hey, I have something else I got to go do, they were benefiting from always using you, for you always being there at their beck and call. So that needs to be your clue. That needs to be your red alarm going off, saying, I got to take a step back. I got to choose me, because they are too reliant on me, and I don't deserve that. I need to be reliant on myself. I got to worry about myself. They can handle it. I'm going to close today's episode out with a little bit of manifestation, also a little bit of meditation, a little bit of everything. Okay. I want you to think about your life. What would your life be like if you said no to everything you actually wanted to say no to? If you actually put yourself first, your wants, your needs, everything. Because another thing, put your wants first too. You don't need to put your needs of like, I need to sleep in because I'm so exhausted this whole week. If you want to spend your Friday night in doing not a damn thing and watching TV and painting and ordering takeout food and not going out with friends because they want to do that, but you want to do this, put that first. Put your wants first. That's okay. That's not a bad thing to do. Okay. But if you could imagine your life that you always said no to every time you wanted to actually say no, and you did everything that you wanted to do in your life, and you did everything you needed to do in your life, all of that, what would it look like? For me, when I finally put my foot down and I finally, told that person, hey, you need to pay me back or you need to do whatever the case may be, my life, you guys, not only did my life feel so much lighter, I felt like I literally had like 40 pounds lifted from my shoulders, but I felt so happy. You get this kind of surge of happiness that comes over you. And I genuinely think it's because you aren't so focused on making them happy. You aren't so focused on pleasing them. You're focusing on pleasing yourself, and you pleased yourself. You made yourself happy by choosing yourself, by doing whatever it is that you wanted to do, by saying no to them. So you will feel this sense of happiness. You will feel this sense of peace that comes over you. And it's honestly something so amazing that you probably have never felt before, because, honey, I never felt that before either. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I hope you learned a lot from today's episode. And I really hope that you can move forward this week. Pay attention to all the times that you are people pleasing in your life. Where are you doing that? Is it work? Is it family? Is it friends? Is it relationships? Where are you doing that? And use the steps that I gave you guys today to stop it. Stop it now before it turns into a big old monster. I love you guys. I will see you guys next week on the next episode of the Bestie Talk podcast. Bye.